Hi everyone and welcome to the first video of my series, Crack the CTET Language Section. If you're preparing for the CTET, chances are that you're feeling very confident about the language section. After all, you're a teacher and your language skills are great, right? In fact, many candidates I see feel that they can crack this section without much effort. They will prioritize studying for CDP, EVS, maths, for paper 2 is SS and MS, rather than focus on the language section. On the other hand, some will overcompensate by studying only for grammar, thinking that acing grammar is the best way to ace this section. Both these approaches are flawed. Let me assure you that the language section requires its own understanding, preparation and strategy, just like any other part of this exam. And that's where this video series comes in. Because in this video series, you will learn about how to strategically choose language 1 and language 2. That's the topic for this video. A detailed breakdown of the structure of the language papers, tips to ace the comprehension section, 15 marks each for L1 and L2, what grammar topics to focus on and how much is enough, and key pedagogy topics that contribute another 15 marks for each of L1 and L2. That's 30 marks total. At the end of this series, you will be fully confident to tackle this section with confidence, clarity and score high. Hi, I'm Dr. Swasti Dhar and I mentor teachers and trainee teachers to crack the CTET in their very first attempt through my self-paced courses. In this video series, I will be talking about how to crack the language section, and this video specifically talks about strategy, that is the strategy of choosing L1 and L2. Let's begin. Before diving in, let me clarify. I am presuming that you have already checked your CTET ability and you know whether you're taking paper 1 or paper 2 or both. In case you're a little fuzzy about the details, check out this playlist out here, which acts as the beginner's guide to the CTET. Basically, it's a CTET 101. Now comes a critical question. What should I choose as my language 1 or L1 and language 2, L2? Here onwards, I'm going to be calling it your L1 and L2. In CTET, you will be attempting the core sections, that is the non-language sections, CDP, maths and EVS for paper 1, social science and math science for paper 2, in 2 languages. That means that the questions will be asked in 2 languages, English and Hindi. That much is set. However, both in paper 1 and paper 2, you have to opt for 2 languages. And you can pick this from any of the 22 scheduled languages of India. It need not be English or Hindi. You can take up Marathi, Bengali, Sanskrit. Those are the common options which people take up. Remember that you have to be proficient in that language. It is not a second language. A teacher is expected to be proficient in both the languages that she picks for CTET. Now, how to choose your L1 and L2? Now, here's the guiding principle. CTET is a professional exam which aims to demonstrate your skills as a teacher. Your performance reflects your skills to your school and your employers, not to the students. With this in mind, your strategy should be very clear. If you're a language teacher, then L1 should be the language that you teach, which means that if you're an English teacher, choose English as your L1. If you're a Hindi teacher, choose Hindi as your L1. If you're a Sanskrit teacher, choose Sanskrit as your L1. You get the drift of it. For L2, choose another language that you're proficient in and it adds value to your teaching profile. Let me illustrate with the help of 3 examples. Example 1, Miss Rita. Miss Rita is a Hindi teacher in an English medium school. Her L1 should be Hindi and L2 should naturally be English, as this reflects her ease with the medium of instruction in the school. So she's a Hindi teacher, she takes Hindi as L1, and since she teaches in an English medium school, she takes English as L2. This will help her the most in her profession. Example 2 is Miss Geeta, who teaches social science in an English medium school. She could choose English as L1 and Hindi as L2. Alternately, she might opt for any other language that she's comfortable with as her L2. Why English as L1? Because she teaches in an English medium school, so that is the best way for her to demonstrate her hold over the English language. So professionally, think about this professionally. What is it that your employers would like to see you be proficient in? Example 3 is Miss Sita, who teaches maths in a Hindi medium school. Her choice would depend on her comfort level. If she's stronger in Hindi, she could pick that as L1 and English as L2, or vice versa. Here's a tip that worked for me when I took my CTET in December 2022. If your comprehension in Hindi is decent, then consider taking Hindi as your L1 even if it is your weaker subject. This strategy incorporates the fact that you can score better in Hindi because you understand the comprehension passages, especially poetry. I've seen many of my students struggle to understand basic English poetry. They don't understand what the poet tries to say, whereas they understand a Hindi poem much faster. So you actually get more marks in your comprehension passage. Pedagogy remains the same for both English and Hindi. So do consider this strategy if you are pretty decent in your Hindi. So I'd like to repeat myself that this is not a one-size-fits-all. This strategy works beautifully if you're decently proficient in your weaker language. But if you struggle with reading Hindi, understanding the vocabulary of Hindi and the grammar of Hindi, then it is better to stick to your stronger language for L1. But you need to work on your L2 because you have to be proficient in L2. So whatever you take as your L1 and L2, especially your L2 if that is your weaker language, keep testing yourself by reading paragraphs, reading something from a newspaper, trying to upgrade your vocabulary so that you are faster at reading and you can read with comprehension. So remember, choosing L1 and L2 is not a rigid rule. It is about playing to your strengths and strategically preparing for an exam so that you can score high marks. So be honest with yourself about your proficiency levels and make an informed decision. How to make an informed decision? You can go to the website ctet.nic.in, download one old paper, or you can just Google for an old paper. Take up the Hindi section or the English section or whatever you consider your weakest section and see if you can read with understanding. Then you'll know exactly how much more work has to be done. Remember, CTET requires preparation. If you're still unsure about whether the CTET is the right path for you, then I invite you to join my CTET preparation group. It's a free WhatsApp group of dedicated educators, and it's on that group that I interact frequently, and you can have one-to-one access with me. Stay tuned in for the next video where I will break down the structure of the language paper and explain what you need to focus on for maximum results. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to this channel for more tips and strategies. I'll see you in the next video.